and welcome to the Easily Excitable podcast. My name is Hop, and with me this week is Spencer. Hey man, how's it going?
Hello, I'm good.
Cool. I've been in America for 2 weeks, and the first two guests I've had on, for the podcast have both been Canadians.
Well, I mean, you're that much closer, right? So
yeah. So why not? Why not have the Canadians on? And I know who I want to speak to next week because it's just RTX London, and I've heard mediocre things about it, and it's not all massively positive. But
I haven't heard anything terribly negative about it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I'm hearing some weird things coming. Like people are posting weird things about the Guardians. I don't understand what that's all about.
I'll find out when I speak to Russell because he was a Guardian. I've heard that overall it was mediocre at best. But
that's
the chilling out with friends time was great. So, that's what people mainly go for.
Yeah.
That was cool. Have you been working on anything fun recently?
Yeah. We are like 2 words away from being finished the new 1551.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah, 2 words. Nice. And now that Jeremy's back on U.S. soil, I'm hoping he can record them and get them to me so we can finally get this done.
Nice.
Yeah.
Awesome. Is it much in the vein of the other songs that have come out?
Heavier.
Ah, nice.
It's actually heavier. This one is brutal. By comparison. I mean, the other ones are fairly uplifting and positive and whatnot, and this one is positively brutal.
Nice.
So I'm very anxious for it to come out.
I have a song I'm working on for the latest Game of Bounds round, which is the round title is Chaos, and at the moment the song's like 2 minutes 40 long. It's all just heavy metal guitars, and the person that's doing the vocals, they were like, yeah, I'm a rapper, so I can't do this. And I'm just like, no, this is the music you've got, so you're going to have to rap over it.
I say, why can't he?
I was like, he's like, I'm not used to this kind of thing. It's like, well, that's why we're in this thing where you get put with random people.
Yeah.
So,
really?
Yeah, hopefully we're going to get something good coming out of it. I'm waiting for the lyricist to actually write the lyrics to it. The only thing is I wish I had a bass, but I can't have everything, so I've worked with the bits that I've got.
Do you have you have Audacity, right?
Yes, I do.
Does Audacity, because I'm not that familiar with that Audacity. I should be more familiar with Audacity, but I just don't simply get to use it. Is there a function in Audacity that can convert audio to MIDI?
Ooh, file export MIDI. Maybe then.
Because if you can convert audio to MIDI, basically you can plug in a guitar, play your bass line, convert that to MIDI, pitch it down,
transpose it down,
run that through a bass VST.
I might do that because I have those things available.
Yeah.
So that sounds better than using a bass sim on a guitar. Maybe.
It could. It depends on what you're going for.
Yeah. I mean, the bass sim sounds questionable at the moment, so I could probably, do that, re-record that whole thing and make it sound a little bit nicer.
Yeah, even GarageBand has a really nice bass guitar sound, like a electric bass guitar sound. So, I mean, if you could somehow get it into a MIDI track form, you could just, run it, use the bass sounds in GarageBand.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Cool. I will absolutely be looking into that as a project of something to do today. So yeah, I've been working on this track for a round called Chaos, and I have been borrowing some guitars and some fancy things. So I'll start with the amps that I'm borrowing, because I picked one up this weekend and the other one I got the day after I got here, because
You wasted
people
no
were like,
time, did you?
no. People were very keen to be like, here, make sure you're entertained. So I'm borrowing a Mesa single rectifier 50-watt head and a Mesa cab with a 1x12 in it, I believe. And that thing is mighty. It's got a clean channel and a really high gain channel.
Yeah. And nothing in between.
nothing in between. And also alongside that, I've been borrowing a Electro-Harmonix Cathedral reverb, which just creates a massive, massive sound, which is what I used to make the video that I made the other week.
Yes, I love that video. That was a nice video.
A C minor 7th jam, where you can just play the chords and the reverb will just perpetuate the sound for as long as you want it to, by just fiddling around with the reverb time dial. And yeah, I've just been having a great time playing with that.
Nice.
And then I'm like, I will put on the distortion track, and it's just it's just so heavily distorted that I'm just like, oh no, I'm not really a fan of this. But the clean sounds great, but the distortions are just a little bit too coarse for my liking.
Yeah.
So I'm just trying to figure out how to back it off and get a really nice lead sound out of it.
Yeah, you almost need to use the clean channel, but use an array of pedals or something like that.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Which, I mean, it's a little bit different than just using a straight up amp sound, but it might be a little more customizable than just relying on the amp.
Yeah, I'd rather have a smooth overdrive sound than a really crunchy distortion sound. So it's certainly interesting. But I do have another little amp that I've just started borrowing over the weekend, which is Fender Champion 600, which is a small 6-inch speaker with a 5-watt amp that's got valves in it. It's got 2 inputs, a high gate, a high output and a low output. So you plug in there, and that defines the throughput of the amp. And the low one, when you crank it high, gets distorted, gets that really nice valve overdrive sound when you get to the high range of the volume. On the high, obviously, it's a lot louder to get to that point, but it sounds great. And there is only a volume control on it as well.
Yep.
So there's no EQ to it at all, but it sounds fantastic.
I bet.
And it's a replication of the Fender Champ from, I think, 1949 to 1953. It's just a modern version of it, and it sounds absolutely delightful.
Nice.
It's this small amp. It creates these amazing sounds. And yeah, I've been putting the reverb pedal through that as well, and it all just sounds so incredibly nice.
I bet. My God.
And yeah, so I've got a nice range of 2 amps to try out, but so many different modes I can try them out with. Just reverb, there's so much you can do, and it's so nice to play. And then I've been borrowing some fancy guitars as well.
Yes, one sitting next to you.
Yeah, I know, right? So the one sitting immediately next to me is a Gibson Les Paul Studio, which is so very, very nice. The pickups have been replaced with some Seymour Duncans. I'm not sure exactly which ones. So there's a little bit of noise inherent in the guitar because the electronics have been slightly changed. But that's easily overcome with a noise gate and the fact that I'm playing it mostly on a distorted sound.
Yeah.
So the noise from it is essentially unnoticeable.
Nice.
Except it's just sitting around. But it's very, very nice to play. It took me, 2 or 3 days to actually get accustomed to how the neck feels because it is a single piece of wood, and it's capped. Yeah, it's capped. So it being a single piece of wood, I'm not particularly accustomed to playing something like that. Whereas the two guitars I've got, one's a bolt-on neck, and the other one masquerades as a no, it is a through neck, but the wood on the side has been glued on.
Oh, okay.
And it's got a very thick veneer on the back of the neck of the guitar I've got home, so you don't feel the texture of the wood on the neck at all. You definitely feel it just feels kind of plasticky and covered in resin. Whereas on the Les Paul, you can definitely feel like some of the grain of the wood, and it feels very nice to handle. And I guess
I want to say something about handling wood, but
Oh, talking about guitars is so. This is something
it's
about
so
it.
Phallic.
Yeah. So yeah, I've been using that mostly for the distorted sounds that I've been going for. And I used this guitar to make the video that I made the other week of this C minor 7th jam, where essentially I played the C minor 7th chord, and then I was just like, well, this is making a sound, so I can just go and play over the rest of the fretboard where I want to. And it just, I don't know, it just plays really, really nicely. The neck pickup's really, really smooth, and when it's distorted, it gives a great lead sound. I kind of need to figure out where the reverb needs to sit in order to get the best lead tone. I think it should be. I don't want to say before the amp. I think it should be after the amp but before the cab. But I'm trying to figure out how to do that in Pod Farm. Maybe not actually. Maybe before the amp.
No, I would do it after.
Okay.
I would do it after.
Okay, so I will be messing around with that to try and get myself a nice lead tone, because it's certainly interesting.
Yeah, because you'd want to treat it similar to how you would if you were, say, mixing it. You want to have your tone first, then your effects, right?
Okay, yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, so you get the tone from the amp. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Totally makes sense. I need to put more time into learning how all that stuff works. But, I've got time at the moment, so
yeah. So
I can
get
say
at me.
it, and then I'll spend an afternoon looking into it. And yeah, the Les Paul's very, very nice to play. I'm not used to having 4 control dials on the front of the guitar. Usually I've got a switch, a volume, and a tone. So I've got a switch and 2 dials to work with. So having 4 on this, and then 4 on the other one that I've been playing, the Epiphone Casino, which is real nice. It's a semi-hollow body. Is it a semi-hollow body? Yeah, because you pick up using actual pickups rather than an acoustic pickup, I guess. But it's a very large-bodied guitar. There's chambers on it, and it's real nice. It creates a really nice acoustic-y tone, as well as the fact that it's got P90 pickups in it, which are big fat single coil pickups. They're really, really nice. And
don't underestimate that thing's ability to get a good crunch tone.
Yes, I have been finding that also.
I'm telling you that right now.
Mm-hmm.
I did an album, back in early 2001. And it was sort of electric guitar band kind of a thing. And they were using, the guitar player was using his solid body for the verse licks on this particular song. And then the choruses, it was supposed to go this nice big open crunch tone, right? And we weren't quite getting it out of the solid body. I pointed over, we had a Gretsch borrowed, a Gretsch Country Gentleman. Mm-hmm. And from the next door studio. And I said, plug that in. And we plugged it in, and he literally just turned it up with the settings that we had with the telly. And he just let the cord rip, and the wall shook. He was like, oh, we're so using this. Oh my God. Unfortunately, when the album got sent away for mixing, someone else mixed it. I didn't get to mix it. It kind of got toned down a little bit, so it was not quite as much of a change from verse to chorus.
Yeah.
It had lots of impact when we did it. When the mix came back, I was like, this has lost something.
Yeah.
And I was a little disappointed with that. But when we were doing it in the studio, it was like, whoa, whoa. It was just huge difference. And everyone was like, oh my God. Ah! And then it came back and it had been gentrified a little too much for my liking. If I'd been given the opportunity to mix that one, I would have played that up versus toned it down, kind of a thing.
Yeah.
I like smacking people in the ears.
Nice. When I was at uni in my 4th year, because that's when I was living with Will and Graham and Becky, and the guy that I lived with, Will, he was a guitar player in a band called something, and I can't remember their name. I should try and remember the name of them. But he had this Fender amp, and he had the Epiphone Lucille
okay
version. It was oh man, he'd crank it up distorted, and he was just getting some insane tones from it.
It's this huge round big as all hell kind of a sound, isn't it?
Yeah, and it was just like, oh my God. And like since then I've been like, oh, I kind of want one of those, but I need to get myself a decent guitar, like solid body first, and get comfortable playing with that. And yeah, the tones he got from it were just absolutely insane. And then he had this absolutely mega, I think it was a Prestige Ibanez S that he played for actually playing live.
But
he'd
nice.
He'd practice on this this semi-hollow body through this little amp, and oh man, it sounded good. And you could just play massive chords on it, and it'd just pick everything up, and like, the intricacies. And yeah, so I've got this Epiphone Casino. I'm just like, well, this can do so many things. So yeah, pairing that with the reverb pedal and like the little amp has been plenty enough to get some amazing tones. And what I've been using is I've got this blue amp. What am I talking about? This blue microphone that I've been using, the Snowball, which is I've got my SM57 here, but I've been using the blue microphone to pick everything up, and it's been doing absolutely fine at picking everything up. I'll turn the gain down and sit it quite close to the amp, and it just picks all the sound up that I want it to, and none of the extras, and then I can work with it. Whereas the SM57, you really have to be real particular about where it sits.
You do, and I mean, some people don't realize just how colored that microphone is. Mm-hmm. Which is fine. I mean, it's been the industry standard for guitar cabinets one of the industry standards for guitar cabinets for decades upon decades upon decades. So I mean, there's absolute merit to it. Same for Sennheiser MD421. A lot of people love using that microphone on cabinets. I've done it myself. My favorite guitar cabinet microphone that I've ever used was an Sennheiser E609. And that's like the side address square hyperdynamic, hypercardioid dynamic microphone. Love that thing. I miss it every single time I had to record a guitar amp, but I don't have it anymore because it was destroyed.
Oh no!
Yeah, it was
talked about that.
Yeah, it was the microphone that was stored with the Great Big Sea studio gear when Hurricane Igor flooded the warehouse that it was stored in. Where's my microphone back?
Oh man, yeah. So yeah, I've just been chilling out with all this gear, and I'm just like, oh, I can do things. And yeah, as one video's come of it so far, a song's going to be coming of it soon. Hopefully by the end of the week. And yeah, the gear's all like really cool, and I like it.
Nice.
I'm having a good time playing around with it. And I'm really grateful that the people that I know are willing to share their equipment. The guy I'm borrowing the Les Paul off of has a Jackson. I can't remember what Jackson it is, but it's really nice. A really high quality one.
Is it Flying V?
No, it's a double cut, similar to the Ibanez RG series.
Oh, okay.
So like an aggressive metal playing guitar. And then the other one he's got that I can remember is a Fender Telecaster, one of the like pure black ones with the twin humbuckers in it that look split. And that gets some great tones. As much as I wanted to play a Telecaster, I was kind of like, it's got humbuckers in it, and I really wanted the single coil tone from a Telecaster, which is why I was looking at Telecasters as well. But yeah, and I don't know, for the past 6 months or so, I've been looking at semi-hollow bodies. So initially, when I got here, I was told that maybe the Epiphone Casino had been sold because no one knew where it was. Oh. And then when we were over at Rachel's parents' house at the weekend, there were some guitar cases, so we were just like, oh, let's have a peer in here. And I opened it, I was like, oh my god, it's here. And then also, the Fender Champion was sitting on the floor, and I was just like, well, I want to try this out. And they're like, there's another amp around somewhere, but it's in pieces. I was just like, give me it, I'll build it. I'm just like, I can put it back together. I've got time. I can learn how it goes. But I didn't pick it up. So I might pick it up as a project to do, like, over the next few weeks. But yeah, I've just been having a good time because I've not strictly got anything to do. I've got to do some studying and stuff like that to keep up with, because I've got exams in January, but...
Right.
You know, I've got time to do stuff and things and learn how things work.
You strike me as very relaxed right now. This is, I think, the most relaxed I've seen you in a very long time. It's like you've decompressed.
Yeah, I mean, I'm already like 2.5 weeks away from work, and I've got many weeks still to go. But the last 2 weeks have been a case of just chilling out and settling in and just figuring out how to exist without going to work every day, and it's really nice. Like, I'm enjoying just having time to think, chill out, play games, play guitar at my leisure, but also keep Rachel's house tidy.
And you know what? There's nothing wrong with that. I mean, you'd had to fill your time with something. And I seriously doubt the two of you make enough mess to warrant it being an all-day thing. So,
no. It's, if I spend half an hour a day walking around and sorting everything out, then it will be tidy every day, all the time. Whereas at the moment, it's just a case of I'll just play it. Like I'll just do what I need to do to make sure that the dishwasher's run and the clothes are clean and things like that. It's just. Yeah,
if I could get his passport straightened out, you want me to send my little fella down to you? You won't be bored.
Oh, man. What was I thinking about that I was going to say about that? Oh, I was, like, Fly was posting on his Instagram the other day that his little girl's really into Moana as well. And
yeah.
I was like, all the kids are into Moana, and I am too. It's like, does that make me a little kid? Oh, no.
No, it just makes you knowledgeable of a good movie. That's all that is, man.
Yeah. Have you heard the song that's the alternate to How Far I'll Go, called More, off of, like, the extended soundtrack?
No, I haven't.
Oh, it's like a replacement for How Far I'll Go, and it's really, really good. And I can't choose between How Far I'll Go and More as to how
it's called like. More, is it?
Yeah, it's called More. And,
I'll have to write that down.
It's like, yeah, it should be in the place of How Far I Go. It was like there were two versions, and they went with one of them rather than the other. So it fits in the exact same point in the song. There's some lines in it as well, like her mother named her after the ocean, and like that's something that's not explicitly said in the movie.
No,
but that's a line that like it feels really essential, and it's like, oh, Like, we're missing this line because it's in like an alternate version of a song. But yeah, it's really interesting that this is an alternate version.
I'll have to go check that out now when I take a little bit of a lunch break.
Yeah, and I've just been spending my time listening to some blues as well. Like,
yes, I saw that journal.
Yeah, yesterday I was like, I want to listen to Robert Cray. I was like, I will listen to that. And then I was like, I just want to learn to play a blues song. Or not even learn to play a blues song, just write a blues song. Just like decide the chords.
There should be a huge blues scene in your area now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You would have a golden opportunity to check out some serious live blues in your locale right now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I should absolutely do that. But yeah, like, I'll try and play some blues. Just figure out some, like, not even learn some stuff, but just, well, maybe learn some stuff and just like look at some blues standards and just learn to play them.
Yeah.
And just be like, yeah, okay, here's some blues. Yay.
Yeah. There's actually a pretty slick blues scene here in St. John's too. I gotta say, the likes of Jamie Dart and Daryl Cooper. Oh my God, how could I put Daryl is an amazing player. I've had the pleasure of working with him on several different projects, but just live, he is a monster. Oh my God, he's so good, dude.
Mm-hmm. Cool. Yeah, let's finish with this. What have you been listening to recently, if anything?
I actually have been listening to some more popish type stuff. Actually, no, that's not true. I've been listening to a lot of different things. I've been picking up more singles from Google Play. I'm fascinated by Pink's new tune, especially the mixing of it. I'm fascinated by that. I'm actually digging the new Kelly Clarkson tune. I'm not afraid to say it. You know what I'm saying? What else? There was something I was listening to the other day. I actually have started listening to Adelita's Way.
Oh, nice. They did some work for WWE a while ago. That's how I know of them.
Oh, okay. I actually know them through Jeremy. Because he's a huge Adelita's Way fan. So I was like, I'll go check that out someday. And I finally did. And I see why they're popular.
Yeah. They I remember, like, it must have been a WWE pay-per-view. They might have been doing music for WrestleMania, actually. Or it was the Royal Rumble. Like, there was a stretch that I got into WWE again, and they were doing a lot of the music for them, and
okay,
just like lifting the songs from them. So that's how I discovered them. But yeah, they're a cool band, and yeah, I've been enjoying that. I've been enjoying. I don't know. I'm still into Kesha's new album from this. Like,
yeah, I haven't had a chance to really get into it like I want. That being said, the single for "Praying" is it "Praying"? Yeah, that's been everywhere around here.
Yeah,
I'm kind of getting a little sick of it because every time I turn on the radio, there it is. I change to the different station. There it is, just a different point in the song. I'm like,
yeah,
Shagga, you're killing it again. But
yeah, so that's a really cool album. Yeah, like I said, I've been listening to some blues. I've been just trying to hop on different suggestions around the place. Not really been listening to anything new. I was listening to B.B. King and Eric Clapton's like Riding with the King album, and then the Eric Clapton album he did like based on the works of Robert Johnson. And then over the weekend we watched Oh Brother, Where Art Thou?
Oh, good tune. Good movie, I mean. Good movie with a huge soundtrack.
It's so funny, like the bit, like I was laughing so much when they picked up Mr. Johnson, who had sold his soul to the devil, down at a crossroads in Mississippi. I was like, well, that's based on this guy. And Rachel was like, what? No, that's just the thing. I was like, no, like the myth's based on this guy.
Yeah.
Who died when he was 27. It's just like a real shame.
Yeah.
Like, oh, I was like, okay, yeah. So like that was really cool.
Nice.
Yeah, that's a really good film, really good soundtrack.
It's actually been a long time since I've seen that.
Mm-hmm.
I should go check that out again.
Yeah. What's the film they did recently? The Coen Brothers.
Oh God.
They did one, last year or the year before.
Something
I
like
think
that.
it was
Yeah.
last year, and it was really, really enjoyable. And I can't remember what it was.
No, I can't either now because
Hail Caesar.
I don't.
I watched it on a plane last year.
Oh, okay.
And that's a really good film. And then like Rachel was like, "Oh, let's watch Oh Brother, Where Art Thou?" And then like as soon as it came up saying the Coen Brothers, I'm just like, "Well, of course I'm gonna like this."
Yeah, that's a brilliant movie. I love the fact that Dan Tominski's all over it, and like Alison Krauss and Union Station, they're all over it. It's awesome. I love it. I love it. I love it.
Yeah. So yeah, I had a really good time watching that as well. But, yeah. Cool.
Yeah.
Well, Spencer, where can we find you across the internet?
You can find me on Twitter at Spencer in NL or Spencer in Newfoundland, as it's the abbreviated form. I'm also on the Rooster Teeth website, Grenou. I'm trying to increase my presence, my involvement in that place a little bit more these days. Finding it difficult just to sort of weed through everything. And I do have a SoundCloud. Just search for my name, Spencer Crew, SpencerCrewe. I'm trying to think, where else am I? I don't know. I can't think of it now. I don't think I am anywhere else.
No, I don't think you are. But yeah, that's cool.
That's enough,
isn't it? Hopefully with like the new revisions to the Rooster Teeth site, visibility on like where people are at will become more clear. So yeah, I'm looking forward to that change.
Yeah, they seem to be. It's taking a while, but they seem to be committed to improving it. So
yeah,
I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, and yeah, I can be found across the internet at DestroyTopmore at Ethafar. That's YTHAFAR. That's on like your Instagrams and your Twitters. And,
I'm on Instagram now.
Oh,
I can't remember what username though.
It's fine. I'll try and find it. Maybe I'll add it to the description. But I say that all the time and never do. So
that's all right. I literally have just my profile picture there. That's it. So
I've been using Instagram a lot actually recently, just because it's real easy to share videos on it.
Yes, it is. Yeah,
like a minute long. Actually, I need to make a video. There's a guy called Pete Honore who works for Andertons in the UK.
Okay.
Who do like gear reviews, and Andertons are like a guitar shop, and the guy who runs it co-owns the Chapman brand of guitars, and Rob Chapman like frequents videos with them as well. And recently they put out an album of jam tracks.
Ooh.
To play guitar over, and what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to record something that will go onto there, that can go onto Instagram, that I can tag Mr. Pete Honore in, who like made all the music, and then hopefully get that shared, because there's some really cool jam tracks that they've put up. And
nice.
Yeah, they're a thing I recommend checking out if you want to like try and jam over things, but they've given them some really cheesy names, which is not atypical for the stuff that they do. And yeah, like they're different styles and different keys, so you could play around. And yeah, hopefully I can use those to improve my improvising skills.
Nice.
So yeah, I'm looking forward to trying to jam over some of them and play around with that. So hopefully, yeah, I'll be putting some more videos up on Instagram and then maybe some more on YouTube. Who knows what's happening in my world? There's lots of time that I have
the potential is there for anything right now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So yeah, Spencer, thank you very much for being my guest this week.
Thanks for having me.
No
Pleasure
problem.
as always.
Thank you, and thank you everyone for listening. Have an exciting week. Goodbye.